doing a science walk here. I'm walking. I'm going to be talking about science as we go and how the world is affected by the sun and how the clouds protect the earth from catching on fire. Because as you can see, the ground is wet right now, and wet things don't catch on fire because they're wet, and the sun is hot and catches things on fire, but completely the wetness from the clouds raining on it keep it from catching on fire. Moving on to topic 2, why the water is in the clouds. It's because the clouds act like a vacuum, and they go over the lakes, and they create fuel by sucking up clouds, and it gives them momentum to move forward. And with that momentum, they go over the sky and completely wing it, and they drop more water as they go. And we can use that water to drink, and which gives us fuel. Oop, there's a cat running across the street. Moving on to topic 3, why cats like to run across streets but not roads. And that's because roads are made of dirt, while streets are made of like rocks, and dirt is dirty. Rocks are cleaner, so they don't cross roads because it's dirty. And then what is this, topic 4? Topic 4 is why are leaves green? You see, the leaves, when they evaporate the water and they create air and evaporate the water, and that makes it so we can breathe. But because of that, they're given one color, and that's the color of green for healthy, because air is healthy. I hear an airplane, but I can't see it. It's invisible. But because the plants are healthy and not dead, and they don't give off poison, that's why they're green. But in the fall, they stop giving out air because the earth has too much, and that's why it gets cold. And it starts making air because we have like a surplus of air to last us until it starts to run out, and then the leaves turn green again and start making more air. And because they're making air, it creates heat because it uses energy to make air, and energy creates heat. And that's why it warms up in the summer, because that's usually when, like spring and summer is when we start running out of air, and the plants have to start making more. And then because of that, we can breathe, and we need the air. That's why wintertime is very dangerous and cold, because we have too much air. So air is good and all, but once we have a surplus, look at them dogs. They scoped me out. Am I looking at the wrong spot? No, I'm looking up. And the dogs are listening to me. They listen to the scientific exploration. Use this thing like a telephone. So, as we're moving on to the topic 5, and that would be the advertisement itself. Now, if we wait, is that topic 4 or 5? Oh well. If we keep doing it like we are, it's just gonna look like everybody else. But the thing is, we have me. I'm gonna make it look awesome and everything, and because of this, it's gonna be a lot better than everybody else's. I'm gonna upload it in the future so everybody can see how good my advertisement is. Because I don't want just like 10 people to see. I want like hundreds. And The more people, the better. On the topic 6 of scientific notation would be that when you're counting things, and there's a lot to count, such as leaves, the amount of leaves in the trees here, it's a large number, so it's easier to write it down on a piece of paper with scientific notation. Topic 6 was pretty easy. Topic 7 would be why the Earth isn't round, but it is. And that's because when you look at it from far away, the hills look really small, and the Earth looks like a ball. But it's not really, because when you look outside, the ground's all wavy, and it's not like a perfect ball. Because the Earth itself is completely, it's cut off from the rest of the planets, like Jupiter. If we had a bridge that were from Earth to Jupiter, it would make Earth perfectly round. But that would include us, because people standing there would make it unround. To fix that, we would all die. And that's why there's no bridge from Jupiter to Earth, because everyone would be dead. Scientists haven't figured that out yet, but I have. And, they're not going to try it, because once they find it out, they're going to realize what's wrong with that, and they're not going to do it. Meanwhile, I noticed topic 8, topic 7 or 8, whatever. The reason berries don't grow in the winter is the frozen water can't get sucked up by the roots, because it's frozen, of plants to make berries. So it can't really, doesn't really make sense for it to happen, because you can't drink solid ice, which is what snow is, and if you do, that's not drinking it, it's eating it, and plants don't eat. Otherwise they'd be animals and alive. And that's why in the wintertime they don't make fruit. And that's why a lot of farmers are actually really important in wintertime, because they stock up a ton of food and we can buy it off of them. But the sacrifice in that would be you have to drive through the weather. And the weather conceals itself within the woods over there. There's weather in there. And in a few months that weather is going to come out, it's going to make ice on the ground. And with the ice on the ground, it's pretty much going to make everything winter. And that's why it gets cold outside. Because of that, and back to like one of the topics earlier, I was talking about the leaves. So topic 9 is electricity, and why air is actually a conductor, and we are surrounded by electricity, but we're not. And that's because the air is wet, and water is a conductor. But since we're like totally grounded, it won't electrocute us. Alright, topic 10. We're pretty much on a roll here with science. Is why video recorders don't actually take pictures anymore like they used to. And that's because the hard drive is actually an electric eye that just watches and thinks. And when it thinks of the right thing, then that's when you get videos. And you push the red button, you tell it to stop thinking for now. It says, okay, now I'm going to totally let you do something with this video. And that would be topic 10. And that's the end of my science walk. I'm back home now. And I covered 10 topics in my walk around the block.